Harold, an elderly gentleman, felt a deep loneliness despite the vast wealth in his bank account. Despite his riches, he longed for the closeness of his family, who remained distant. One day, he met Clara, a spirited 19-year-old girl, and soon promised her a part of his fortune. When Clara received the will, she couldn't believe what was written. In an imposing mansion located in the city's most prestigious neighborhood lived Harold, a 75-year-old man with a discreet presence, but a grand story. Widowed for over a decade, he resided in a house that was once full of laughter and voices, now echoing only the memories of his past. His wife, the heiress of one of the country's wealthiest families, had left not only a considerable fortune, but also a void that was difficult to fill. With his silver hair and still vibrant eyes, Harold concealed a significant portion of his wealth, preferring to keep financial details secret, even from his own children. Harold had 5 children, all successful in their own lives, but distant from him. They rarely visited, occupied with their careers and families, leaving Harold in an ever-deepening loneliness. He missed the times when the house was full of his young children running through the halls and family meals around the large dining table. Now, he found comfort in the daily presence of his loyal housekeeper, Marie, and his talented cook, Julia. These women were more than employees. They were, in a way, his substitute family. Marie, with her sturdy figure and warm smile, arrived every morning to tidy the house. She knew every corner, every piece of furniture, every secret kept in the old drawers. Julia, on the other hand, was a soft-spoken woman with skillful hands who prepared Harold's favorite dishes, offering comfort through food. Together, they filled Harold's days with a bit of routine and human warmth. Despite all the care, loneliness persisted. Harold's life followed its solitary routine until the day Clara entered his world. It was an autumn afternoon, and golden leaves gently fell across the garden of the club where Harold, seeking company and distraction, attended some social activities. It was there that he saw her for the first time, a 19-year-old young woman with a radiant smile and contagious energy. Clara worked at the club as an events assistant. Her long, brown hair danced in the wind as she moved gracefully, coordinating the day's activities. Her deep blue eyes radiated a liveliness that immediately caught Harold's attention. He, accustomed to the monotony of his days, felt a sudden awakening upon seeing Clara. There was something about her that intrigued him, something that made him feel alive again. They met in a casual manner. Harold was sitting at one of the garden tables, reading a book, when Clara approached to check if he needed anything. The conversation began with trivialities, but soon evolved into deeper subjects. Clara was curious and intelligent, and her way of viewing life fascinated Harold. He, in turn, shared his stories and experiences, and Clara listened with genuine interest, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. As the days went by, Harold and Clara began spending more time together. Initially, their meetings were innocent, within the club where they talked about books, movies, and their different worldviews. Clara admired Harold's wisdom and the way he narrated his stories with passion and vivid detail. Conversely, Harold felt rejuvenated by Clara's company. Her energy was a balm for his lonely soul. One afternoon, Clara invited Harold for a walk in the park. The sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, creating a magical atmosphere. They walked side by side, sharing laughs and comfortable silences. At a wooden bench by the lake, they sat and watched the ducks swim peacefully. "Harold, I really enjoy your company," Clara said, looking into his eyes. "You have such a unique perspective on life." Harold smiled, feeling a warmth spread through him. "And I enjoy yours, Clara. You bring a fresh, vibrant energy into my life." Their bond deepened with each passing day. Clara's visits to Harold's modest home became more frequent. They spent hours talking, sharing meals, and simply enjoying each other's presence. There was an unspoken connection between them, a growing intimacy that neither could ignore. One evening, as they sat in Harold's living room, the soft glow of the fireplace casting shadows on the walls, Clara leaned closer to Harold. Her heart raced, and she could feel the electricity in the air. Harold's eyes met hers, and in that moment, they both knew there was no turning back. "Clara," Harold whispered, his voice filled with emotion. "You've brought so much light into my life." Clara's hand gently touched Harold's face. "And you've shown me a world I never knew existed," she replied softly. Their lips met in a tender kiss, a blend of youthful passion and seasoned affection. It was a kiss that transcended time, bridging the gap between their ages and uniting their souls. The warmth of the fire mirrored the heat of their growing desire. As days turned into weeks, their relationship blossomed. Clara moved in with Harold, and their home became a haven of love and joy. They spent their mornings wrapped in each other's arms, whispering sweet nothings and sharing dreams. Their nights were filled with passion, their bodies entwined in a dance of love and desire. Harold was amazed by Clara's vivacity and her insatiable curiosity about life. Clara, in turn, was enchanted by Harold's depth and the wisdom that came with his years. Their love was a beautiful blend of youthful exuberance and mature understanding. One afternoon, as they lay in bed, basking in the afterglow of their lovemaking, Clara looked into Harold's eyes. "I love you, Harold," she said, her voice filled with sincerity. Harold's heart swelled with emotion. "I love you too, Clara, more than words can express." Their love story was one of passion and tenderness, a testament to the fact that love knows no bounds. Despite their age difference, Harold and Clara found a connection that transcended time. They supported each other, cherished each other, and built a life filled with happiness. Harold, once a lonely old man, found new purpose and joy in Clara's love. Clara, with her youthful spirit, found a deep and abiding love in Harold's arms. Their relationship was a beautiful symphony of love and desire, proving that age is just a number when two hearts beat as one. They continued to explore the depths of their love. Each day, a new adventure. They traveled together, discovering new places and creating lasting memories. Harold showed Clara the beauty of the world through his seasoned eyes, while Clara infused every moment with her infectious zest for life. One evening, as they watched the sunset from a hilltop, Harold turned to Clara. "You've made my life so much richer, Clara. I never imagined I could feel this way again." Clara smiled, her eyes glistening with tears of happiness. "And you've given me a love I never thought I'd find." "Thank you, Harold, for loving me so completely." Their hands intertwined, they watched the sun dip below the horizon, their hearts filled with a love that transcended time and age. Harold and Clara's love story was a beautiful testament to the power of love and the magic of finding a soulmate, no matter the circumstances. In the quiet moments, when the world around them faded away, Harold and Clara found solace in each other's arms. Their love was a sanctuary, a place where they could be themselves, free from judgment or fear. They cherished every moment, knowing that their love was a rare and precious gift. As the years passed, their love only grew stronger. Harold and Clara faced life's challenges together, their bond unbreakable. They celebrated each victory and comforted each other in times of sorrow. Their love was a beacon of hope, a reminder that true love can conquer all. In the twilight of their years, Harold and Clara looked back on their journey with gratitude. They had found each other in the most unexpected way, and their love had flourished against all odds. Their story was a testament to the power of love and the magic of finding one's soulmate, no matter the age difference. Harold and Clara's love story was a beautiful reminder that love knows no boundaries. It was a celebration of the human spirit and the incredible power of love to heal, transform, and bring joy. They were living proof that love, in its purest form, can transcend time and age, creating a bond that lasts a lifetime. In the end, Harold and Clara's love was a legacy, a timeless tale of passion, tenderness, and unwavering devotion. Their story was one of two souls finding each other and creating a love that would endure forever. A love that was as eternal as the stars in the night sky. Harold often spent hours in his office, surrounded by photographs of his late wife and his children at various stages of their lives. He would call his children, trying to connect, but almost always found only the coldness of voicemail. In contrast, his grandson, Alex, was a brilliant exception. A dynamic young man, always busy with college and work, Alex never forgot his grandfather. He always found time to call, to check on him, to listen to his stories, and to share a bit of his own life. Alex's presence was a relief for Harold, a beacon of light breaking through the shadows of his solitary days. Alex was genuinely interested in his grandfather's stories about the family's golden days, the challenges and triumphs, and even the little everyday things. He was a curious young man with a kind spirit, who saw in his grandfather a source of wisdom and inspiration. However, there was something else that troubled Harold. The extent of his hidden fortune was a constant source of concern. He feared that revealing the full extent of his wealth would drive his children to approach him out of interest rather than love. He wanted to believe that love and closeness couldn't be bought, so he remained silent, protecting not only his fortune but the essence of his family relationships. Deep down, Harold dreamed of a reunion. He dreamed of the house being filled again with laughter and lively conversations, of the family gathered around the table. He longed to feel the warmth of his children's and grandchildren's hugs, not out of obligation, but out of true, unconditional love. While he waited, he clung to the small joys that still remained, such as Alex's occasional visits, Marie's and Julia's dedicated care, and the memories he cherished. Despite the children's distance, Harold remained active and present in his own life. Every morning, just after the sun rose, he would put on his walking shoes and stroll through the quiet neighborhood streets. It was a sacred ritual, a way to connect with the world around him and stay physically and mentally healthy. With each step, he observed the well-kept houses with their blooming gardens, greeting neighbors with a friendly wave. Through these morning walks, he cultivated small friendships, exchanging stories and smiles with those he met along the way. However, no matter how much he tried to maintain a serene appearance, Harold carried a silent pain, a wound that never fully healed. He wondered what he had done wrong, and what could have been different to keep his children close. Despite his loneliness, he did not succumb to despair. He maintained a disciplined routine, eating well, cultivating his personal interests, and always seeking a connection with the outside world. Harold attended classical music concerts, finding temporary solace in the beauty of the notes and the harmony of the melodies. He also dedicated himself to reading, losing himself in fictional worlds that transported him beyond the walls of his lonely home. However, in the quietest moments, the loneliness was most palpable, echoing through the empty hallways and walls that held more memories than he could bear. In these hours, he retreated to his office, where photographs of smiling faces silently observed him. He looked at the faces of his children when they were young, trying to find some answer to the inexplicable distance. Despite everything, Harold never lost hope. The flame of family still burned in his heart, warming him on the coldest nights. He believed that one day, the love that united his family would be strong enough to overcome any distance. While that day hadn't yet arrived, he clung to the comforting presence of Alex, his dear grandson, who, despite his busy life, always found time to be by his side. Alex was his anchor in the world, his living hope that familial love could overcome all adversities. One new day had just begun when fate struck Harold. On a morning like any other, he headed to the bathroom after his morning walk. As he stepped out of the shower, a slip caused him to lose his balance and fall onto the cold floor. The impact was brutal, and he felt a sharp pain shoot through his left leg. Julia, the dedicated cook, heard the thud and rushed to his aid. With care and affection, she helped him up, but it was evident that something was wrong. Harold felt an excruciating pain in his ankle, and the mere idea of trying to move seemed impossible. With a worried look, Julia did not hesitate. She helped him to a seat and immediately called for an ambulance. At the hospital, Harold was examined and underwent a series of tests. The diagnosis was not as severe as initially feared. He had only sprained his ankle. Even so, the fall and the pain were a painful reminder of his fragility, both physical and emotional. With a heavy heart, Harold decided to inform his family about the incident. He called each of his children, trying to hide the worry in his voice. However, the responses he received were cold and indifferent. Some barely paid attention to the news, while others muttered a few words of consolation before returning to their busy lives. Harold felt abandoned and desolate. The loneliness that enveloped him was almost palpable, as if it were slowly suffocating him. He wondered where he had gone wrong, and why his own children seemed so distant and indifferent. The physical pain now mingled with the emotional pain, forming an unbearable burden on his weary shoulders. That same afternoon, the hospital room door opened, and Alex rushed in, his face pale and eyes showing genuine concern. He had left work and his commitments behind as soon as he received the news, and hurried to see his grandfather. Upon seeing Harold lying in bed with a tired expression, Alex quickly approached, holding his hand. "Grandpa, how are you? Are you in a lot of pain? Do you need anything?" Alex asked, his voice filled with anxiety. Harold gave a calm smile, despite the pain in his ankle and the weight of loneliness that accompanied him. "I'm fine, my boy. It was just a scare. The ankle hurts a bit, but the doctors gave me pain medication. I'll be better soon." Alex sighed in relief, but couldn't help noticing the sadness in his grandfather's eyes. "I'll stay here with you tonight. Don't worry about anything. I'll take care of you." Alex's presence brought immense comfort to Harold, who felt welcomed and loved. Throughout the night, the young man settled into a chair beside the bed, refusing to leave even when the nurses insisted he go home to rest. Alex's dedication was a source of joy for Harold, a reminder that there was still someone who genuinely cared. While Alex slept uncomfortably in the chair, Harold spent the night deep in thought. The pain in his ankle was a constant annoyance, but nothing compared to the emotional pain he felt from his children's absence. He remembered the times he had sacrificed to ensure they lacked nothing, alongside the affection and love he had shown each one of them. Now, however, he felt abandoned, as if all those efforts meant nothing. There, in the chair, Alex represented everything that was still worth fighting for. He was the living proof that love still existed, even if it was found in only one family member. Harold knew he couldn't change the past or his children's attitudes, but he could value and nurture the special relationship he had with Alex. The night in the hospital was long and lonely for Harold. Alex slept in the chair beside him, and Harold kept his gaze fixed on the door, hoping one of his other children would appear. He wished to see a familiar face and hear a voice that brought comfort, but the night passed, and the door remained closed, with no one else crossing it. In a moment of weakness, Harold let a few tears escape, feeling the weight of loneliness and rejection. Then, looking at Alex sleeping uncomfortably in the chair, he wiped away his tears and found strength in his gratitude. From that day on, Harold decided he wouldn't let his children's absence bring him down. Instead, he would focus on the good things and the love he still received, especially from Alex, who was the living proof that genuine love was still part of his life. As the years passed in a gentle rhythm of shared moments and deepening love, Harold and Clara found their lives intertwined in a way that brought them both immense joy. Alex, Harold's grandson, grew to adore Clara just as much as he admired his grandfather. Their home became a sanctuary where laughter and warmth filled every corner. Harold, despite his age, remained vibrant and filled with a newfound zest for life, thanks to Clara's presence. She, in turn, found in Harold a source of wisdom and unconditional love that she had never known before. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, their love deepening as they faced life's challenges together. One brisk autumn morning, as the leaves turned shades of gold and red outside their window, Harold fell ill unexpectedly. It was a brief illness, yet it served as a stark reminder of their mortality. Clara nursed him with tenderness and unwavering care, never leaving his side. On a quiet afternoon, with the sun streaming through the window, Harold took Clara's hand in his frail grasp. "Clara," he whispered, his voice barely above a murmur, "you've given me more happiness than I ever dreamed possible." Tears welled up in Clara's eyes as she squeezed his hand gently. "And you've shown me a love I never thought I'd find," she replied softly. They sat together in peaceful silence, their hearts entwined in a bond that transcended words. In those final days, they spoke of their memories, their dreams, and the deep love that had defined their time together. As Harold's life gently faded away, surrounded by the love of Clara and Alex, he passed peacefully in his sleep, leaving behind a legacy of love and wisdom. In his will, he had divided his modest estate between Alex and Clara, a testament to the profound impact they had both made on his life. In the days that followed Harold's passing, Clara and Alex leaned on each other for support, finding solace in their shared grief. They reminisced about Harold's stories, his laughter, and the quiet strength he had shown until the very end. Together, Clara and Alex honored Harold's memory, cherishing the love he had given them both. They visited their favorite spots, sharing memories and finding comfort in each other's company. And as time passed, they carried Harold's legacy of love forward, knowing that his spirit would always be with them. Harold's life had been transformed by Clara's love, and in turn, he had given her a love that transcended age and circumstance. Their story was a testament to the power of love to heal, to transform, and to bring joy in unexpected ways. As Clara stood by the lake they had often visited together, watching the sunset over the horizon, she felt Harold's presence in the gentle breeze that rustled through the trees. She smiled, knowing that their love would live on in her heart forever. And so, the story of Harold, Clara, and Alex was not just a tale of love found, but a legacy of love that endured beyond life's final breath. It was a reminder that love, in its purest form, knows no boundaries and can touch the lives of those who embrace it fully. In the quiet moments, when the world around them faded away, Clara and Alex found solace in their memories of Harold's love. Theirs was a bond forged in the warmth of shared laughter, in the comfort of knowing they had loved and been loved in return. And as they watched the stars twinkle in the night sky, they knew that Harold's love would guide them always, a beacon of light in the darkness, a reminder of the enduring power of love.